So our next presentation has to do with learning through teaching, increasing our knowledge of data literacy by Cynthia Henry and Jingjing Wu. So I'll pass it off to you if you're ready to go.
Hello, could you see our slides?
Yeah, they're there, Jingjing, but they're still in the other present. You need to start the slideshow.
Yes, I already,
And your notes are now on the screen.
Okay. Sorry, let me stop sharing.
Okay.
No worries, you're totally fine. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is
Very
that
great.
okay?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, let me. Good afternoon. Thank you everyone for having us to share our experience in broadening our knowledge through continuing education opportunities and self-education. Our topic is learning through teaching, increasing knowledge of data literacy. Okay. Back to 2019, the university's currently enrolled survey results show that students were looking for workshops on Python, Tableau, R, and other data manipulation, analysis, and presentation tools. The similar expectations have been confirmed through reference questions and reference consultations. At the end of 2020, Cynthia and I individually attended an online data carpentry training organized by Texas Digital Library. We then realized that both of us are interested in enhancing data skills and conducting data literacy workshops in response to the students' expectations. We both like carpentry's pedagogies. Actually, carpentry uses the term anagogy. They teach through practice, engage students through interactivities, and apply what just learned to the next step in the learning process. We then attended the carpentry's instructors training in early 2021. Carpentries offers easy to follow curriculum materials and instructors' notes, which makes it easier for new instructors to get started. This is just one example of their schedule. After the instructor's training, I started to pick up my knowledge in R. Carpentry's curriculum is modularized, which allows us to tailor the content. So I selected the chapter I'm most familiar with, data visualization, plus an introductory chapter. So Cynthia and I streamlined the workflow, updated scripts, and customized the exercises. Then we rehearsed several times. In the spring 2021, we ran our first R workshop. It was a 2-hour workshop focusing on data visualization using R. After that, we included data wrangling, data analysis, and content requests by students. This spring, our R workshop became four sessions, and each session was 2 hours long. Through teaching, we learned more about R and enhanced our data skills. We will continue these sessions in the coming semesters. We recently attended Carpentry's collaborative lesson development training and started to develop a course on using R for text mining. We saw this need through pre-surveys. So this becomes a repetitive cycle where the teaching process encourages us to enhance our data skills and enrich the library's workshops.
So, sorry. So adapting the carpentry style to our workshops was what I really wanted to do. Adding to topics I had been teaching, but building new workshops as well, because we really like the team teaching and the active learning aspects of carpentry style. So then I started looking at Tableau, and I found that Joshua Beam from Baylor was doing a basics overview of Tableau, and that was organized by Texas Digital Library in January of 2021. Then after that training, I went and dug into the mechanics of Tableau myself, finding a data set that would interest the audience as I developed the workshop during that summer. One thing I really enjoy about Carpentries is that the workshop is an interactive event for learners and instructors. So you can see the image on the screen. You can see that it goes from novice to competent practitioner to expert. Now, I was not an expert in our first workshop in the fall of 2021, but I was a competent practitioner. And as they learn, you learn. And so it's just, as Jingjing said, a repetitive cycle. So our second Tableau workshop was in just the spring of 2022. In summary, we value the Carpentries practical approach. We use both pre-surveys and evaluations to gather feedback from the learners. We talk slow. We check in with the students as it builds connections between methods and scenarios and gives them a way to manage what they've learned, to move to storing the new information. And the reflections help that, as well as any clarifications. And we've been collecting students' expectations, comments, and suggestions using the pre-surveys and evaluation forms, which allows us to include content requested by the participants. And that's how our kind of expanded into multiple lessons. Their feedback helps us reflect after each session, identifying disconnections and expectations, so that each iteration gets a little bit better. I mean, I feel like as a teacher, I improve, but I think the lesson improves as well. So yes, okay. So the collaborative team teaching is really useful. Jingjing and I both take the lead, Jingjing in R and I in the Tableau. And so then you just really focus on the teaching aspect. But then the other person is the one that is doing the helpers roles and the assistance roles, in which that really just allows you to help students get back on track if they've lost their way, or assist the class just kind of keeping the whole class on track. So like you're the timekeeper, you're watching the chat, or somebody has really come in late, kind of getting them caught up to where you are in the lesson. So these are our references. The first one is the instructor training from Carpentries, and the second one is the workshop I mentioned from Joshua Beam. And does anybody have any questions?
Michael's asking if you could put the links in the chat. Do you see, Jenny Jacobs asks, do you see the workshops getting any bigger or adding more to them?
Yeah, I think, we're even going to add one more lesson to the R, and depending on what that ends up looking like, that may be more than another session. So that would be 5 or 6. I think somebody is asking, can you unmute? I think that's fine. And Jingjing, if you want to jump in and answer anything, I don't want you to, I don't want to hog it also.
I just put the links from our reference to the chat box. Yeah. I don't have anything to add so far. Yeah.
I don't see the links. Shall we add those again?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sorry.
The links are there.
Oh, they are?
Building
I don't
skills
know.
practice and hands-on Tableau desktop.
Okay, great. I don't see it in chat, so that's my own issue then, I guess.
I don't see him either, though.
Okay.
I think they
Oh.
are direct message. to me.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. I will do it again. Mhm.
Okay. Any other questions? Did I miss anything in there?
Person who asked about unmuting.
Okay.
Asked about unmuting. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Exactly what I'm interested in, and I'm amazed that you all did this presentation today because I was like talking to a bunch of people about this morning. Trying to figure out how to work with people doing data. And I right now don't have a background in this or anything. I haven't studied anything related to this. So like the intermediate level, how do you gain competency?
I'm going to jump in. You keep cutting out, and so I don't hear the whole question. But I think it was something about gain competency on the lesson itself, maybe? Yes. And so it's a little bit of rehearsal, right, Jingjing?
Yeah. Actually, for as we don't really actually at the beginning I didn't really use R in my own research. But with the teaching process and with more I learned through teaching and through practice, and I started to use R into my own research. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so we
and
kind of build up those confidence through the whole process.
plus on our campus, people keep asking about how am I supposed to really make this data visualized? And so we were getting those questions anyway and kind of answering them on the fly in reference questions. So I wanted to be in a place where I could answer it more confidently than, oh, I found this little bit of tool, but you might be able to put something together in a presentation. And so that's where I kind of started with carpentries, and then Jingjing and I found each other, which was kind of funny. We had signed up individually, and so yeah. So if you want to reach out to us, we'd be happy to answer any other additional questions that you want.